If you're over 60 and taking daily vitamins to keep your legs strong, it's possible that those very vitamins are actually making your legs weaker day by day. Sounds hard to believe, I understand, because most older adults believe vitamins or supplements, the more the better. Taking a multivitamin means your body gets all the nutrients it needs. If your body feels weak, just take more vitamins, it can't hurt. But have you ever asked yourself, why am I taking vitamins regularly but still feeling weak in the legs? Why do I still get leg cramps at night, feel dizzy when standing up or shaky when climbing stairs? Why do others my age walk confidently while I need to hold on to walls with each step? Could there be something you're overlooking? The truth is, not all vitamins are good, and not all of them should be taken at all times. In fact, there are at least three common vitamins found in most seniors' medicine cabinets that, when used incorrectly, can cause muscle loss, reduce leg strength, increase the risk of falls and fractures, and the most dangerous part, you won't notice it right away. The weakening happens slowly, silently, until one day you start losing the smallest things: walking briskly for a short distance, getting into your car, standing up from a chair without straining. In today's video, we'll explore together three vitamins that may seem healthy but could actually weaken your legs, the science behind why this happens, and a simpler, more effective way to support your strength as you age. Before we jump into the first part, if you find this topic important, please leave a comment, give it a like, or subscribe to this channel so I can continue bringing you science-based, easy to understand, and empowering health content. Now then, let's start with the first vitamin and why it could be a double-edged sword when it comes to your leg strength. Why some vitamins can weaken your legs after 60. After the age of 60, the human body undergoes quiet but profound changes. What worked well in your 30s or 40s can now become a burden. Vitamins are no exception. For years, media, advertisements, and even some doctors have told us, just take vitamins and you'll be fine. Vitamins are harmless. You can take as much as you want. As we age, we need even more nutrients. Sounds reasonable. But have you ever asked, if everyone needs vitamins, why do many people get weaker despite taking them daily? Why are some people still active and energetic without taking multivitamins? And why do you, even though you're taking the right dose at the right time, still feel heavier, especially in your legs? The answer lies in a rarely discussed truth. Some vitamins, when taken the wrong way, at the wrong time, or in excess, can backfire. They may weaken your muscle function, especially in the legs, slow down your body's ability to rebuild muscle after 60, make your bones more prone to fractures and joints harder to recover, even cause imbalances with other important nutrients in your body. Even more concerning, these vitamins aren't exotic or unfamiliar. They're right there in many multivitamin bottles that seniors take every day. Some are even labeled as senior formula, yet the formulation may no longer be suitable for an aging body. Before we look into each specific vitamin that may be doing more harm than good, I want to share a story with you. Not just for the sake of storytelling, but because it might sound very familiar. It might be your story or someone in your family. This was a man who had done everything right. He ate well, took his vitamins daily, went for regular checkups, and yet he slowly lost the strength in his legs. His story began with one step and ended with something that seemed small but changed everything. So before we dive into the specific vitamins, please take a moment to listen to a story about a man who truly believed he was doing everything right. He believed in senior multivitamins. He believed that as long as he was eating properly and taking all the nutrients, his body would remain strong like it used to be. But his legs quietly grew weaker. There were no clear warnings, no sudden signs, just a slow, silent decline. And what he discovered is something I truly hope you will come to understand before it's too late. The story of Calvin stepping out of loneliness. Calvin lived alone in a small mobile home in southern Arizona, a place full of sunshine but where joy had quietly faded with the years. Ever since his wife passed away and with his son working in another state, Calvin stayed behind trying to keep life as simple as possible. He survived on a modest pension in a bare-bones health program that he jokingly called good for nothing. He could no longer afford private insurance, and seeing a specialist was out of the question. So when the aches and stiffness came, he just walked to the local pharmacy and picked up a few supplements, the kind the clerk told him all seniors take. That's how it started. He began taking multivitamins, those glossy plastic bottles labeled for seniors full of big promises. He took them every day believing he was taking care of himself, trying to hold on to some small sense of control in a life where more and more things were slipping away. But then, his legs began to change, quietly, without warning. Each morning he no longer stood up as quickly as before. His knees felt tied down. Every step grew heavier. Going out for groceries, which was already rare now, became something he hesitated to do. He didn't tell anyone, not because he was hiding anything, but because there was no one left to tell. The elderly neighbor next door was busy managing his diabetes. The family lived far away, and calling someone just to say, "My legs feel weak," felt too small in the midst of everyone else's busy lives. Once he tried to walk to the post office to pick up a letter. The sun wasn't too harsh, but after just a few steps off the porch, his legs gave way. He froze in the middle of the dusty red path, one hand gripping his wooden cane, the other pressed against a trembling knee. No one was around, and no one knew he needed help. That evening, under the soft yellow glow of his tiny kitchen light, he sat down and picked up the vitamin bottle he'd been taking daily. He turned it slowly in his hands, reading the label, and quietly wondered, could this be what's making me weaker? The next morning he sat still. He didn't take the pill like he usually did. Instead, he opened his old laptop, the one his grandson had installed YouTube on last year, and began searching vitamins that weaken muscles in seniors. One video after another came up. A doctor warned that high doses of vitamin D could stiffen the joints. A geriatric specialist speaking about vitamin A increasing bone loss. An elderly woman shared how she lost leg strength even though she took her supplements faithfully. It felt like every story was his own. So he stopped taking them. He began cooking again, simple meals with fresher food. Boiled vegetables, boiled eggs, homemade bone broth. He bought a small bag of frozen spinach and learned to steam it in a tiny pot. He started doing light movements, sit-to-stands near a chair knee, circles walking around the yard just a few minutes at a time. No expectations, no fancy goals. Just trying again with what he still had control over. The first week, nothing much. But by the second week, he noticed he didn't need to push as hard with his hands when getting up. By the third week, he walked to the corner store 2 blocks away, his first solo outing in nearly 2 months. One quiet weekend afternoon, while calling his grandson, he laughed and said, "I cooked spinach soup today, and I got up afterward without even needing my cane." There was a moment of silence on the other end. Then came a cheerful shout, "Grandpa, are you getting strong again?" Such a simple question, but it brought tears to his eyes, that feeling of being trusted again, of being seen, and more than anything, reclaiming a part of yourself. Calvin no longer takes random vitamins. He's not against them, but now he understands that aging doesn't require more, it requires what's right. This body, after decades of living, deserves to be understood, not blindly medicated. And he also came to realize something else. Sometimes healing doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in a moment of quiet listening, a gentle action, a patient choice made again and again every day. Because every step you take today, no matter how small, is leading you toward a life of greater freedom and stability. So in the end, what exactly was inside that vitamin bottle that made a man who had lived strong and independently for decades suddenly feel weak, afraid to climb even a single low step? It wasn't just aging. It wasn't overexertion. It was a vitamin long praised as a miracle for bones. But when taken the wrong way, it quietly damaged his knees, weakened his muscles, and made his legs feel less and less steady. And now let's explore the first of the three concerning vitamins. There's a good chance it's sitting inside the bottle you take every day. 1. Vitamin D. For years, vitamin D has been celebrated as a hero, helping the body absorb calcium and protect bone health. Especially for older adults, the common advice is take vitamin D to prevent osteoporosis, fractures, and bone loss. Sounds reasonable. But here's a truth that's slowly coming to light. When used incorrectly, especially in high doses over long periods, vitamin D can do more harm than good. Many seniors over 60 are taking 2,000, 4,000, or even 5,000 IU of vitamin D every day without ever checking their blood levels. They don't realize that The aging body loses its ability to regulate high doses of vitamin D effectively. When there's too much vitamin D, calcium levels in the blood rise, and without enough vitamin K2 to guide calcium to the bones, that calcium gets deposited in the wrong places, like soft tissue, the knees, and the patellar tendon. The result: stiff knees that won't bend easily. Every step feels heavier, more painful. A tight pulling sensation behind the knees each morning. Loss of flexibility. Standing up is hard, sitting down is even harder. Scientific evidence. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found seniors taking high doses of vitamin D, 2,000 u day for 6 months without actual deficiency, had a 21% higher risk of knee joint pain and poor balance compared to those on lower doses. Even more alarming, when calcium isn't properly directed, it can cause soft tissue calcification, directly affecting the knee's ligaments and tendons, places that are supposed to stay flexible, not hardened. And the unfortunate truth: many senior targeted multivitamins already contain high doses of vitamin D without warning you. Practical solutions. Stop taking high doses unless prescribed by a doctor. If you haven't had a blood test confirming vitamin D deficiency, avoid taking more than 1,000 IU per day. Prioritize natural sources of vitamin D. Just 10 to 15 minutes of early morning sunlight before 9 a.m. can provide up to 80% of your daily vitamin D needs. Combined with vitamin K2, MK7K2, helps transport calcium into the bones and prevents buildup in the joints. Without K2, vitamin D3 may actually backfire. Pay close attention to your body. If you feel stiffer joints or heavier steps a few weeks after starting vitamin D supplements, listen to that. Don't ignore it. Add magnesium to your meals. Magnesium not only helps your body absorb vitamin D more efficiently, but it also relaxes the muscles and reduces leg cramps and stiffness. In summary, vitamin D isn't the villain, but after age 60, what truly matters is the right dose balance and understanding of your body's physiology. There's nothing wrong with wanting to protect your bones, but make sure that in doing so, you're not accidentally weakening the very legs that carry you each day. If vitamin D can cause harm when taken in excess, then the next vitamin on our list may be harmful even at proper doses, simply because it's taken in the wrong form. Vitamin A, known for supporting vision and immunity, may seem harmless, but for older adults, it can become a double-edged sword. On one side, it offers benefits. On the other, it can weaken bones, break down muscles, and leave you feeling unsteady with each step. In the next section, we'll uncover one of the biggest misconceptions about vitamin A and why so many people are unknowingly harming themselves. Vitamin A, when good for your eyes, turns dangerous for your muscles and bones. Many older adults say, I take vitamin A so my eyes don't get blurry to fight inflammation and boost my immunity. And they're right, vitamin A does support vision, immune function, and skin health. But here's something few people know. After age 60, vitamin A is far easier to overdose on, and the harm caused by excess is often more silent than deficiency. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, which your body flushes out in urine, vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means the extra amounts get stored in your liver and fat tissues and linger in the body long term. In other words, if you eat animal liver, take cod liver oil, drink fortified milk, eat eggs often, and take a daily multivitamin, you may be unknowingly pushing your body into chronic vitamin A toxicity. And the first signs of damage won't show up in your eyes but in your bones and muscles. High doses of vitamin A, especially in the form of retinol, can increase the activity of bone-breaking cells, osteoclasts, reduce collagen production in muscle tissue, disrupt the balance between tissue breakdown and repair, make bones more brittle and slow down muscle recovery after exertion. As a result, you may begin to feel weaker knees, tired, achy legs without a clear reason, nighttime leg cramps even when you stay hydrated, calf pain after walking for a while, a loss of flexibility when turning or bending down. A study from the U.S. National Institutes of Health and NIH revealed seniors with high blood levels of retinol had significantly lower bone density in the hips and spine, meaning greater risk of fractures, poor balance, and reduced lower body strength. And the saddest part is, many people think they're doing something good for their health when in reality they're unknowingly harming their bodies day by day, pill by pill. How to avoid this risk? Read multivitamin labels carefully. If you see vitamin A listed as retinol or retinol palmitate in amounts over 900 mg day, $3,000 IU, consider stopping, especially if you already eat eggs, dairy, liver, or butter regularly. Choose beta carotene from vegetables. Carrots, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, and spinach are rich in beta carotene. The body converts it into vitamin A only when needed, so there's no overdose or buildup risk. Avoid cod liver oil if you're already taking a multivitamin. Cod liver oil contains very high levels of vitamin A. Taking it along with a multivitamin easily pushes you past the safe limit. Don't supplement continuously all year long. Think in cycles. If you take vitamin A for 30 days, take a few weeks off. Give your body a chance to reassess what it really needs. Pay attention to your body. If you feel weak or experience joint pain or get unusual muscle cramps, and you're taking all the right supplements, try stopping for a while and see what changes. Vitamin A is not the enemy, but as we age, it becomes crucial to distinguish between supporting the body and fueling the fire without knowing it. Because sometimes what your body needs isn't another pill, it's a better understanding of what phase of life your body's truly in. And if vitamin A is a quiet risk when taken in excess, then the final vitamin you're about to learn about might be even more dangerous because it doesn't cause pain, it doesn't cause fatigue, and it gives off no obvious signs, yet it silently strips away your body's ability to recover little by little each day. Vitamin E. It sounds like a beauty nutrient and anti-aging friend, but taken the wrong way, it can interfere with your muscle repair systems, making every walk feel heavier, every injury slower to heal, and your strength slowly fades away. Have you ever thought about that? Coming up next, we'll talk about vitamin E, the gentle vitamin that may be more cunning than kind for those over 60. Vitamin E, antioxidant or muscle recovery blocker. You've probably heard it before. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. It keeps your skin youthful, fights aging, and boosts immunity. That's true, but it's only half the story. Because for those over 60, when muscle recovery naturally slows down, high-dose vitamin E can actually interfere with muscle rebuilding and block the body's own repair systems. A study published in the Journal of Physiology warned that taking high doses of vitamin E immediately after exercise can interrupt the critical signals your body needs to rebuild damaged muscle fibers. In other words, instead of helping your body get stronger, vitamin E may lull your repair system to sleep. This is especially problematic for older adults who already, Washington, lose muscle mass more easily, have slower protein synthesis, struggle to regulate inflammation effectively. Imagine this, you go for a walk or do some light stretching. Normally your muscles experience tiny tears, nothing harmful, and the act of repairing those micro tears is what makes muscles stronger. But if you're taking high doses of vitamin E, that process gets interrupted. The result, you don't feel any progress even with regular exercise. You get tired after light movement. Your muscles feel loose like they're not responding to workouts. You feel drained and low on energy with lingering aches in your hips or calves. Even worse, many people combine vitamin E with omega-3 supplements for heart health, but forget that this duo can thin the blood, leading to bruising, muscle bleeding, and persistent pain where the tissue struggles to heal. Vitamin E pills to reconsider immediately. Vitamin E supplements with 400 IU or more, especially if taken daily. Synthetic vitamin E, DL-alpha tocopherol, cheap, harder to absorb more. Likely to build up anti-aging combos with vitamin E, often mixed with cellular stimulants that strain aging hearts, complete antioxidant pills that include high doses of E, A, and D, together a recipe for joint and muscle disruption in seniors. So what should you do? Stop taking high-dose vitamin E unless medically prescribed. Your body only needs 15 milliliters per day, which can be easily met through food. Get vitamin E from safe natural sources: almonds, sunflower seeds, avocado, spinach, and cold-pressed olive oil. Avoid vitamin E after exercise. To support muscle recovery, use easy-to-absorb protein, B vitamins, and magnesium, not E. Pair movement with smart nutrition. Vitamin E is not a substitute for walking, stretching, or healthy eating. Vitamin E is not evil, but when your body is trying to recover bit by bit, using it at the wrong time can ruin the entire rebuilding process. Don't let the desire to fight to age accidentally sabotage your body's ability to heal and stay strong. By now, you've learned about three vitamins, ones we thought were friends that might actually be quietly weakening your legs every day: vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E. So, what should people over 60 do instead? Are there safe, smart alternatives that help strengthen your bones and muscles without clashing with your body's natural changes? In the final part, I'll share simple, affordable, and practical strategies from food choices and gentle movement to smarter supplement habits that truly support your legs from the ground up. And one final piece of advice, the very one that changed Calvin's life forever. You won't want to miss this. Alternatives in conclusion: reclaim stronger legs through understanding and self kindness. Now that you've learned how vitamins D, A, and E, when taken the wrong way, can do more harm than good, you might feel a little overwhelmed. You're not alone. Many people like Calvin once believed they were taking care of their health when in fact they were silently asking their legs to carry more than they should. The good news: you don't need to rely on pills to build strong, stable legs. You just need to shift a few daily choices, natural, gentle, and in harmony with your aging body. 1. Replace vitamin D with sunlight and balanced food. Instead of taking high-dose vitamin D supplements, spend 15 minutes each morning in warm sunlight, no glass between you and the sun, no sunscreen blocking it. Combine this with foods like salmon, pasture-raised eggs, and sun-dried mushrooms, and you'll meet your body's vitamin D needs without the risk of excess. If you truly need a supplement, choose vitamin D3 paired with K2 MK7 to guide calcium into your bones and keep it away from your joints and arteries. 2. Replace vitamin A with bright orange and dark green vegetables. Instead of taking retinol, which easily builds up and is hard to regulate, choose beta carotene from natural sources like pumpkin carrots, spinach, or ripe mango. Beta carotene only turns into vitamin A when your body needs it, so it won't build up or become toxic. You don't need much, just one serving of colorful vegetables each day can brighten your vision, strengthen immunity, and protect your bones all naturally. 3. Replace high-dose vitamin E with plant-based healthy fats. Skip the heavy vitamin E capsules. Instead, enjoy a small handful of almonds, a few spoons of sunflower seeds, or a tablespoon of cold-pressed olive oil each day. These give you natural vitamin E plus healthy fats that help your body absorb other vitamins, support your heart, and aid muscle recovery after gentle movement. 4. Pair nutrition with gentle movement. No amount of vitamins can replace what your muscles and bones gain from movement. Start with a 15-minute morning walk. Rise from your seat slowly and mindfully. Rotate your ankles, gently lift your knees. These are the movements that trigger daily renewal in your body. If you can't go outside, open a window, stand up from your chair every 30 minutes, stretch your arms toward the ceiling, and your body will thank you. 5. Listen to your body, not just the labels. Every time you feel leg fatigue, shortness of breath, or poor sleep after taking a supplement, don't just dismiss it as a normal part of aging. That may be your body whispering for help, asking you to rethink how you care for it. And finally, a moment to remember. Do you remember Calvin, the man who once sat slumped on his porch step, legs trembling, unable to stand and feeling as if his body had given up? But Calvin didn't wait for a miracle pill. He paused, he listened, and he made small, thoughtful changes. He let go of the wrong supplements. He added simple, nourishing meals. He stepped into the sun, and slowly, patiently, he rebuilt his strength one careful step at a time. A few weeks later, he stood up without needing support. A few months later, he walked to the corner store and smiled. "I'm back." That sentence wasn't just for him. It's for you and for anyone who feels tired, unsure, or weakened, wondering where to begin. Now is the time. If you feel like you've learned something meaningful today, click subscribe so you won't miss the next vital insight. One small action could be the first doorway to understanding your body better, taking care of it more wisely, and living these later years with the freedom and strength that comes from within. You deserve that, and you absolutely can achieve it one step at a time starting today.